Cycling supporters around the world were expecting a champagne finish to the first block of racing at this year's Tour de France. Nobody expected a calm afternoon sipping in the sun, however. This was going to be very, very interesting. 14 gravel sectors, 32 kilometres in total. The stage, 200 k's almost, and a rare loop at the Tour in and around the Champagne region town of Troyes. A first proper sustained exposure to the gravel roads in the history of the men's Tour de France, one where the GC could be lost, others hoping for success in terms of a stage win. Now, before the race, there was a moment of silence to remember the late André Dreger, who was tragically killed while racing in the Tour of Austria the day before. Norwegian riders visibly affected, the cycling family mourning. When the flag was dropped and racing began on stage 9 of the Tour, attacks did not cease. Some huge names were at the front since the start. With just over 150 kilometres remaining, the first of 14 sectors of gravel roads were hit. Just 20 seconds of a gap back to the yellow jersey group for those up the road, and others still trying to join a breakaway of 12. They were Pidcock and Healy. They get some help from Paulus, and the early break of the day was established. 2.5 minutes almost back to the peloton, and there were already issues, most notably for Primož Roglič. He was distanced, and he would face a big fight to get back on. A couple of teammates were in and around him, and as the gravel sectors came, he himself would have to close the gap, this time at the intermediate sprint. Behind, every time they went onto a sector, there was an acceleration in the yellow jersey group. They got to within 35 seconds with 80-odd kilometres to go, and Pogačar himself was having a go. Then joined by Evenepoel and Vingegaard, this was kicking off. Evenepoel himself would try with 77 k's to go. The GC guys kicking lumps out of each other already. Would any of them regret the effort, though? Pogačar going with 75 k's to go. And Vingegaard having to follow on a bike that wasn't his own. Jan Tratnik had provided the spare bike. Evenepoel would be caught. For a while, Roglič was distanced again, but the Slovenian was fighting as those at the front of the race fighting to stay ahead. Led by Derek Jeet, they managed to just about extend their gap again after being within 15 seconds of having been caught. The break at the front split into two groups, and behind other riders wanted to join. Binyam Girmay, Mathieu van der Poel, Michael Matthews and Rasmus Tiller, followed by the old wily fox that is Rui Costa. 22 kilometres to go, last few sectors of gravel, and Pogačar was at it again. Once more distancing rivals, this time Vingegaard and Evenepoel were caught out. Roglič once again at the back of a chasing group. Thankfully for Roglič and the rest, it would come back together. Van der Poel and co weren't getting closer to the leading group, and with just over 10 k's to go, Jasper Stuyven, who hadn't won a race on the road since winning Milano-San Remo, went off in search of glory. Ironically, the last time he won in any racing was on the gravel. He's the reigning European champion. 8 to 10 seconds was his biggest gap. Behind, they were attacking each other. Would that be the end for the chasing group? But no, inside the final kilometre, or just about, Stuyven ran out of gas. Lutsenko was there, G was going for the line, Alex Aramburu as well, Tom Pidcock in the fight for the stage win, but it all went to Anthony Turgis. And Total Energy were winners at the Tour. Binyam Girmay winning the sprint for the minor places behind and extending his lead in the green jersey competition. Delight though for Total Energy, the team from France, and at the end of a pulsating stage, it will be a Frenchman with the pop of a champagne cork arriving to the first rest day. Anthony Turgis, now a Tour de France stage winner. He beat Pidcock, G, Aramburu, Healy, Lutsenko, Romo, Sturven, Girmay and Matthews. 4 hours 20 minutes of electric entertainment. One of the greatest stages in recent memory in the Tour de France. Beautiful chaos all day long, and Turgis on top of the podium at the end of it. For the general classification going into the second week, it's a 33-second lead for Tadej Pogačar. Evenepoel's in second, Vingegaard third, Roglic surviving in fourth, and one mover into the top 10 is Derek G after his brilliant day in the breakaway. Pogačar then still in the yellow jersey, 9 stages down, still plenty of action to come at the Tour. Stage 10 is what the Tour de France resumes with on Tuesday. Orléans to Saint-Amand-Montrond, just 1,000 metres of climbing, possible crosswinds, terrain is perfect if it should be blowing, possibly, probably a sprint. 187 kilometres will be on the menu, and we sincerely hope you'll be able to join us for what's been a fairy tale tour so far. You can catch it live and on demand on Eurosport and Discovery+.